Hey ABC, this is Luke with Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. Welcome back. Unless this is the first time you're viewing my channel, then hey, just welcome. I am shooting this video on Saturday, August 21st, as opposed to my normal Sundays. And I'm doing so because Hurricane Henri is going to be making a guest appearance, an uninvited guest appearance on the eastern shore of Long Island tomorrow. So I figured, all right, let me get this video done today so I can post it today. And with that said, should you leave me a comment and not get a response right away or within a couple of hours or a day, it's because Henri is probably taking up some of my time. But if you're not a subscriber, hey, consider subscribing. I like to try to do videos once a week. Videos consist almost exclusively of records, sometimes CDs, but mostly records, and I just really enjoy the interplay with the rest of the vinyl community, so leave me a comment, subscribe if you like. Now, moving on to the records. The first one I want to show was an actual gift from one of my two closest friends. My buddy Ed was out, I think at one of our local flea markets. And he found this, and he knows I listen to Italian music. I'm from Italy. I was born there, and I have an affinity for Italian oldies, as it were. So he shoots me a picture and he goes, "Hey, I picked this up for you." And this is the Sanremo Music Festival, the 12 greatest hits, the top 12 songs of 1968 from that festival. Now, this is on Epic Records. Now, I have a series of albums. Epic puts out these records for the U.S. stateside, and they always have, let's, for lack of a better word, they always had a cheesecake cover for all theirs, and their rectangular Italian flag with the 12 greatest hits in the years. So I just started collecting these, and I have from 1958, I believe, through 69, but from Epic I was missing 68, so my buddy was kind enough to find this for me, and so he shoots me a text and says, "Hey, I picked this up for you." And then last week, if you recall, I had mentioned that I was going to go to a friend's for dinner to get some food and just kind of a barbecue amongst friends. And my two closest friends, John and Ed, were, they were John was hosting, Ed was there, and he gives me the album, and it was really cool because realistically we spent the rest of the night YouTubing assorted videos from music because the three of us are very close friends, but we have three completely distinct different music styles. John loves Zappa, and he's a guitarist, so he loves blues guitar. He plays blues guitar like Zappa. Eddie is like, pseudo super pop guy. If you remember, he's the guy who I've mentioned several times because he buys a ton of albums based on album covers, and I'm like all over the place with my music. So we spent a great evening, about 3.5 hours, probably driving our wives insane because the three of us were just going back and forth on YouTube, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you so much, Cav, for that album. It's very, very much appreciated. Miles Davis, The Beginnings, is the next one. This was part of my jazz purchase from the beginning of the summer, the very late part of spring. This was part of a purchase of a bunch of jazz albums. I'm not going to get too deeply into it now. This is actually the only album I'm going to show. But if you're a jazz aficionado and you really want to see some really cool Blue Notes and a few other odds and ends, check out a video from the Blue Note finds. It's only like, I don't know, from 4 weeks ago or so. This is In the Beginning, Miles Davis on Prestige. This is beautifully kept. This was absolutely magnificently kept. It plays and looks, quite honestly, plays and looks as new. So I was just so good. Fortune really smiled upon me with this collection of jazz albums. So Prestige PR 7221, The Beginnings, Miles Davis. Great album. And for the nerd in me, because yes, of course, Empire Strikes Back, the soundtrack, Gatefold, and booklet. I don't even remember where I picked this up. But come on, it's Star Wars. I mean, if you're my age or close, and I'm 58, so if you're in and around my age, you're a Star Wars fan. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, you're a Star Wars fan, because you know what it is. I mean, we were inundated as kids with Star Wars stuff from, you know, the original Star Wars movie onward. So this one I couldn't pass up. I think it was at one of my local thrift stores, so maybe $1 or $2 if it were. It didn't matter. I was gonna grab it as long as it was not like in the 20s as far as price is concerned. So great copy, double record, double album set, very good condition, obviously RSO, and you know what? I love Star Wars. I really do. I am a huge sci-fi nerd. Star Wars, Star Trek, yes, I like both. You know, some of my favorite authors or sci-fi authors, Asimov, and I just found out that the Foundation series is going to be made. I don't know if it's a movie, or I'm hoping it's basically a series on Apple Plus. If anybody actually knows, just leave me a comment. Let me know, because that's the only one I don't have. I have Hulu, I have Netflix, I've got, you know, Disney Plus. I've got everything but Apple Plus. I think I get Apple because I have Prime membership with my Prime, or one or the other. I don't really recall. But I'm really psyched to see if, and hopefully it's something really good and done well. Next up is some hair metal. This is Loudness, Thunder in the East. Never heard of these guys. This is part of that purchase of metal albums, as are the next few that I'm going to show you from a couple of weeks back. This is on Atco. It's really, I played it. It's not bad, not great, somewhere in the middle. I'll probably spin it a couple more times. Again, really not a huge aficionado of heavy metal, outside of, like, you know, your Ozzies and etc. and early Priest, things of that nature, things I grew up with. 80s hair metal, Motley Crue, okay. But realistically, after that, really there's not a whole lot that I'm really into. But I can certainly appreciate it for what it's worth. Next up, one of my favorite female rockers, Joan Jett. This is a promo copy of Good Music. I don't know if you can see, it's a gold stamp promo right there. This was from WBAB, local rock station here. I love BAB. This is a great looking record. As I said, she is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, female rocker. You know, there's some who've had more success, but there's something about Joan Jett I just really enjoy. Maybe it's because she does a lot of some Tommy James and the Shondells, you know, and she covers them, and she certainly covers Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, which is actually really well done. She did a great job with that. Actually, I should say the band did a really great job with that. So this is Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Good Music, promo copy, picked up recently. If you're not familiar with this particular Joan Jett record, it contains the following cuts. Good Music, This Means War, Roadrunner, gotta love that, come on now. If You Want My Love, Fun, Black Leather, Outlaw, Just Lost, You Got Me Floatin', and Contact. Rockin' album. Everything these guys do is straightforward, straight ahead, hard driving rock and roll. So that album as well. And finally, 2 Rat albums. Rat Out of the Cellar. Again, exquisite shape. You know, saw cut because this was in the discount rack. But the record is just really on point. I mean, played a few times. Again, not a huge Rat fan. But this, you know, you're not gonna, let's put it this way. If you happen to go into a thrift store and you see a stack of heavy metal records and hair metal in this condition at thrift store prices, even if you're not a metalhead, just a record person, you're gonna pick them up because you know that there's a market for them. And so, yeah, I'll probably wind up either trading or selling the Rat albums. It's just not a band that I'm really that into. This is Invasion of Your Privacy. I didn't even tell you which one this was. Oh yeah, I did. I said it was Out of the Cellar. Pardon me, I'm slightly preoccupied today, as I'm sure you can well imagine. Original in our sleeve, and again, album is really in excellent shape. So those are the records for this week, and I do have some more next week. I wanted to show a few of the more a few of the rarer albums that I was able to pick up, but I want to give that some time specifically, so I may do that next weekend if everything is back to normal by next weekend. There's never any guarantees. Power could be here, could be out. So there really is, especially when you live on an island, it's always, hit or miss when you get storms. So hopefully by next week I'll be able to have a couple of records, and these are actually a couple of jazz records, and there's only like 3 of them that I really wanted to go into depth, and just kind of like say, these are the ones I found. And if you like jazz, hopefully you'll check it out next week. Hopefully I'll be able to take care of that and do it for you. Mother Nature permitting. So for today, have a great rest of your weekend. Weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day you see this, whatever evening you're seeing this, hopefully you're having a great rest of your day, your night, your week. As far as I'm concerned, it's Saturday, the 21st of August. It's hot, it's humid, it's bleh, and I got a hurricane barreling down on the part of Long Island that I happen to live in. So, hey, it's a great day. Cheers all. See you next week.